Hello， 大家好，歡迎嚟到實拍實說，我係大地升學嘅 Regan。咁今日咧，我哋就嚟到紐西蘭嘅其中一間大學 Massey University。咁其實呢間大學咧係有3個 campus 嘅，包括有 Auckland 啦、Palmerston North 啦同埋 Wellington Campus。咁我哋而家咧就喺 Auckland Campus 嗰度嘅。咁其實呢度離於 City 咧都係30分鐘車程嘅啫，唔會話係太遠。咁陣間咧，我哋帶大家睇下究竟呢個 campus 有啲咩 facility 啊？咁呢度就係 Auckland Campus 嘅其中一個 residence 啦。咁見到呢一間房咧，其實就係單人嘅。咁大概呢度咧係有200幾間嘅房間嚟嘅。咁其實除咗呢啲咧，都有 apartment，咁就喺隔離嗰邊。咁呢度大概都係424蚊。咁其實就包晒所有嘢㗎啦，水電同埋食物，咁就包 lunch 同埋晚飯。早餐咧就要自己整。咁其實每一層咧都有一個叫做 social hub 嘅呢間房。咁呢間房其實喺入面睇到你係可以自己整早餐，亦都包埋電視機，你可以邊食邊睇嘅。咁可以入嚟睇下究竟一間房係點嘅樣啦。咁非常之基本，咁亦都有窗口啦。咁都見到其實其他出面呢度咧就係其他 residence 嘅地方嚟嘅。咁呢度有張台，亦都有張床。咁呢度有 heater 嘅，因為其實紐西蘭都比較凍啲，冬天嘅時候。咁設施方面咧，其實頭先我哋大家睇到啦，嗰度有個叫做類似 student central 咁嘅嘢。咁其實嗰度係一個 common area 嚟嘅。咁因為呢度其實都係200幾人嘅啫，所以其實需要嘅空間唔係好大。咁但係都見到佢乜嘢都齊全㗎啦。有 games room，亦都係可以去做 study 啦，或者去玩。佢哋每個月咧都會有啲唔同嘅 event 咧，等啲住嘅人可以一齊玩去溝通嘅。嗰度亦都有可以有洗衣機，等你可以入錢去自己洗衫同晾衫嘅。424蚊咧，雖然係包晒所有嘢啦，但係其實唔包洗衫嘅，咁你就要自己去嗰度洗衫。咁嗰度大概係3蚊到嘅啫，每次洗衫都。咁大家見到啦，頭先我哋睇完嗰度嘅 residence 啦，咁其實嗰度咧就係 campus 嘅尾邊嚟嘅。咁再行落啲咧就係 student central， 同埋見到呢度一間非常之靚嘅餐廳。咁大家見到啦，個景就非常之靚啦。呢度啲嘢就非常之新，同埋非常之 modern 嘅。咁呢度嘅環境係非常之啱啲學生去食嘢，同埋去同啲學生一齊交流下，做下朋友嘅。可以睇到其實呢度咧就基本上似係一個 cafe 啦。咁但係其實佢好多選擇嘅，因為去到尾嗰度咧，其實你睇到類似啲唔係自助式，但係有好多唔同嘅款式嘅食物咧，可以俾你揀嘅。咁呢棟大廈咧，就其實係 Auckland Campus 嘅 lecture theatre 啦。咁其實呢一邊咧就係個 lecture theatre， 見到個牌寫住。咁另外一邊呢度咧就係基本上啲細房，等你可以做 group project 嘅。再入啲咧都係啲房做啲 tutoring 嘅，咁就大概係中型嘅房度啦。大家見到啦，呢度就係呢個 campus 嘅 library 嚟嘅。咁呢一度咧就非常之靜，咁 total 咧係有5層嘅。參觀到呢一度，大家覺得點樣呢？係咪覺得 Massey University 嘅 Auckland Campus 好靚呢？不如我哋又聽下佢哋嘅學校代表 Christina 介紹下呢一間學校嘅課程啊！
Now, Massey University is one of the 8 universities in New Zealand, and we are one of the special ones that have 3 campuses in 3 cities. which is one of the unique points of Massey comparing to the other 7 university. 所以我哋今日咧係 Auckland Campus, but there is a Palmerston North Campus and also a Wellington Campus that you'll get to see some of the clips about. Even though we're a very small country, only 8 universities in New Zealand, but all 8 universities is in the top 500. Massey is in the top 300 in the world. So as an education system, it's an international recognized, international 就係國際認可嘅education system 咯。所以好多 Hong Kong 嘅 parents or students, you guys should consider New Zealand as a good option for study abroad. After you study with New Zealand, the immigrations give a lot of benefits to international students to come and study and get work visa, we call it. As long as you graduate from New Zealand, you get the work visa. And then you get to stay here and work a couple years. And if you decide to stay in New Zealand and live in New Zealand, you can do so as well. So this is your choice. 第三個就係我覺得呢度嘅環境啦，讀書嘅環境同埋人啦。I'm a immigrant myself, and it's great that this environment allows me to come in and make New Zealand my home. So when you come to New Zealand, it's a very multicultural environment. 好似香港咁樣，but a lot more space, a lot more greenery. 香港係 very city-like, right? Very developed cities, but New Zealand has a lot more space. 你唔使真係開車好遠咧，你就見到好綠色嘅environment, and then or a very blue sky. So this is an environment that you can live in, but very multicultural. When I say multicultural, you have the Asian. Okay, 有華人啦，有印度人啦，but Southeast Asian 啦，東南亞人啦，but then you also have the Europeans, you also have this Pacifica, so you have the Pacifica Islands, and you also have the local Maori, which is the indigenous people. So it's a very multicultural country for a Western country. So the whole environment is very unique. Which is something that maybe other countries can't provide you. So Massey is very, very good at agricultural, that's agricultural sciences, and also veterinary sciences. 喺新西蘭咧，我哋嘅動物比人口係多好多嘅。So because agriculture is one of our unique points, so Massey is supporting that. So Massey agriculture is top 1 in New Zealand and also in the top 50 in the world. Our vet is in the top 30 in the world. Massey is the only one that can do veterinary program. 好多香港學生嚟都係讀我哋嘅 vet 嘅，所以呢個係一個unique points of Massey University. Apart from those, there are some area that Hong Kong 學生可能仲未知咁多關於 Massey 嘅 program 嘅，好似係我哋嘅 food technology 啦。咁 food 其實 Hong Kong 嘅 student 同埋 parents 應該知道好多㗎啦，因為喺香港嗰度都會食到New Zealand 嘅羊肉啦，或者 dairy 啦，或者 butter, right? There's a lot of anchor butter in Hong Kong. So, this is one of the unique point of New Zealand. So food technology of Massey University is very well known. It's in the top 100 with the Shanghai ranking, and it's one of the area that is of interest to international students because it's like food engineering. You're creating food, and Massey has a great program, very applied, very practical program, and in their 4th year of study, they basically have work lining up for them, for them to work in New Zealand. Now, Massey graduates doesn't need to work in New Zealand when they finish. Our vet students, they can go back to Hong Kong, they can go to UK, they can go to America, because they all have international association recognition. There's also other programs that is of interest of Hong Kong students. 尤其是係我哋嘅 aviation 啦，aviation 係 pilot，so 我哋 Hong Kong has a very interesting drama, right? We all know about the drama. 全部人都要想做pilot, right? So there's a lot of Hong Kong student that wants to be a pilot. Now, Massey is the only university that can provide a pilot degree. In New Zealand, you can do a pilot diploma and you can get a commercial pilot licensing. But with Massey, you get a degree. So for international students, 佢覺得我嚟呢度，咁我梗係攞個 degree 啦，攞個 bachelor degree 啦，所以佢就用3年嘅時間。第1年、第2年咧，佢就會攞到佢嘅 commercial pilot license。and 第3年咧就係讀完佢個 bachelor degree，and then he'll end up with a bachelor degree or she will end up with a bachelor degree. Now I have to emphasize she because we have a lot of female pilot. Okay, so 3年之後咧有 commercial pilot licensing that is recognized. And at the same time, they can then start flying and accumulate more hours for the bigger planes if they want to fly national airlines. This is quite a good option for a student that is interested to come abroad and be a pilot and then wants to gain their qualification in a degree. And then the other program that I would like to talk about is possibly the 2 programs that maybe Hong Kong students should consider, which is again in the green list recently. The construction is one. So New Zealand needs a lot of, I guess, professional in the construction industry. 呢個唔係 architecture 嚇，係工程 construction management, QS quantity surveying. 呢個係我哋需要嘅 professionals, and we can provide this in degree, we can provide this in masters, and they are in the green list of immigration green list. So this is a program that if you're interested in construction, if you want to be a construction management, or if you want to be a QS quantity survey, which is again internationally recognized, then this is something that you can consider, especially for the next year, 2023. And the next one is in health, nursing. A lot of Hong Kong students like health related program. This is something that Massey can provide. At the same time, also in the green list, right? So the Bachelor of Nursing is something that Massey can provide, and student that comes in and study nursing with us can then graduate and register with the Nursing Council in New Zealand. And then once you registered, you can then practice in New Zealand. Or if you want to go Australia, you can because it's recognizable, especially if you learn from New Zealand's institution. 所以如果學生達到我哋 HKDSE 嘅要求咧，咁 congratulations, you can come directly straight into our bachelor degree. If you're missing by a few points, you can come into either a full foundation or accelerated foundation, and then after that, then you can come into the degree. So there is a lot of option for Hong Kong students to come through to New Zealand institution. Now we also recognize HKDSE English. So this is one of the biggest selling point that you don't necessarily need to add a IELTS onto it unless you're applying into those selection program, okay? Nursing 啦，同埋 vet 啦，呢啲係 medical， 因為有 council 嘅 recognition 或者 flying pilots licensing. So these ones, they will probably ask you for additional IELTS for the registrations. Apart from that, other programs, they don't need additional as long as you meet the HKDSE requirement. So most degree 咧係3年嘅，但係有啲 degree 係 with honours 嘅就係4年。咁嚟讀書嘅學生咧都係有個 choice 可以stay in on-campus accommodation if they want to. Usually we encourage bachelor students for their first year to come on campus and stay in campus accommodation because we find a lot of friends when you live on campus. You give yourself some time to come in, so get used to the environment, you know, and then, you know, especially if it's the first time you live away from home. Now, the living cost of the accommodation for Massey does range differently on each campus, but normally for your visa application, the living cost is about $20,000 a year. So if you have that, that should cover your living and some of your food money. Now, if you want to eat better, or if you want to buy a lot of branded stuff, then of course your living costs will go up. But normally for a student, 15,000 to 20,000 a year is plenty to live in New Zealand. So 3 campus 有3個 campus 嘅 on-campus living accommodation 都可以即係申請嘅時候咧 application when you apply to Massey, you can then apply for the accommodation at the same time. So we encourage students to come in on the first year at least to stay on campus accommodation because you find friends. Of course, with on-campus accommodation, they do a lot of activities. Sometimes they go out in the weekends or they have movie nights, they have pizza nights, and then you get to find friends. So this is quite a encourage, I guess we encourage students to come in and actually do that. Student that comes to study also get some allowance time to work part-time with their visa. So that also is quite a good thing for me to mention because 我哋有 career hub in all 3 campuses that help students in a way help students to get linked with industry, whether it's for internship, whether it's for part-time job, because some part-time job they're looking for students, they want flexible hours, so they're looking for students. You're allowed to work 20 hours a week, and during holiday time you're allowed to work full-time. So this is part of your student visa allowance. You can do that. That will help a little bit on your living costs, but it's mostly for students to use that time to get to know people in New Zealand, right? To know the culture and to get involved in the community. And I highly encourage, especially bachelor students on your year 2, to start working part-time because then you start to know the community, you start to know the culture, and when you finish your degree, you can decide whether you want to work here in New Zealand. And after that, you have accumulate 你個 working experience 啦，所以你嘅 CV 咧會睇嚟會比較it has a high advantage. 咁我哋嘅 career hub also helps students with workshop, so that not only with internship, not only with job opportunities listing, but also look at your CV, do workshop and see how you should interview, how you should dress, how you should talk. This is all workshop that is available for students as well. Some of the programs that we have here in Massey, for example, food tech or agriculture, it's embedded with internship, or when I say internship, practicum. So we need students to finish, those practicum that's requirement to complete the bachelor degree. So this is some of the program requirements, so to speak, and this opened up a lot of job opportunity for the student because while they're studying, they got in touch with the industry, and if they do a good job, they get offered a job. That's why I think Hong Kong students might not get. Agriculture is a high technology industry in New Zealand. Food as well. This is a long-term need for New Zealand economy. We depend on it. So if you're interested in sciences, a lot of Hong Kong students are interested in sciences. It's more than health. Okay, there's a lot of health science student同埋nursing student, but there's a different type of sciences that you should look into. Another one which is popular that I have not mentioned is information sciences as well. This is one of the programs that is quite high in demand, or I should say that international students do come and study. So information sciences is also one of the, I guess, considering a unique program of Massey.
雖然咧 Auckland Campus 唔喺市中心入面，但係其實咧，如果你喺 campus 嗰度行15分鐘度咧，就會到一個非常之大型嘅 shopping centre， 佢就叫做 Westfield。咁所以其實都係非常之方便嘅。如果你喺 campus 入面食厭咗，或者想出去買嘢咧，15分鐘到就會到呢個商場㗎啦。呢一樣嘢咧就係學校同我哋講一定要影同埋俾大家睇嘅，就係呢樣嘢啦，一個好大型嘅金色雞翼。咁點解咁特別，同埋點解呢個校園會有呢個雞翼咧？咁就係因為其實呢個 campus 以前咧係一個養雞場嚟嘅，咁所以為咗紀念呢一度咧，
學校就決定起一個巨型嘅金雞翼喺度啦。其實齋喺個 campus 入面行都已經 feel 到呢一度嘅環境係非常之靚，亦都非常之適合學生嘅。但係點樣可以更加說服你哋？我哋帶你哋上天睇一睇啦！
咁今日啦就同大家睇完呢個 campus 入面嘅設施啦。咁其實略略一睇咧，大家都知道其實呢度就唔算好大，不過係非常之靚嘅。咁其實呢個 campus 咧主要讀嘅嘢咧就係 business 同埋 mathematical science。咁其實聽學校講咧，嚟緊佢哋係起緊 engineering 嘅。咁遲啲咧，其實 engineering 嘅學生都可以喺呢一度讀。咁今集就多謝大家收睇今集嘅實話實說啦。咁記得如果你對呢間學校有興趣，想知多啲嘅，就記得揾我哋大地海外升學。咁如果大家中意呢條片嘅話咧，就記得 comment、like 同埋 subscribe 我哋嘅 YouTube channel。我哋下集再見，拜拜。
有海外升學問題，即刻 WhatsApp 大地啦！